All right, we just had a crazy, well, I don't know if the rain's coming or not, but we definitely had a crazy decrease in the heat here. So I'm going to start out the video saying thank you for that break in the heat. Got the windows and doors open, so apologize for the noises. So we're going to introduce a new item or project over at the Gear website store as part of our 2A history project. One of the things we've been working on this year is the 50 States of 2A. This is a book to bring together much of the information that we created for the Shooter's Almanac last year. But because this year everything's so crazy, all of our rallies, most of them got canceled or moved. Most of the events are changing. So having this information laid out chronologically isn't going to be very useful for us this year. So I decided to go through and organize it spatially, I guess, by state. So it's a pretty basic layout. It gets right to the meat. Dig in, have a nice tree of the 2A history of different organizations and laws and court cases and things. Get a table of contents, a little description of what we're doing, but it's a page for each state. Pretty straightforward. At the top of the page, you got the state. In a little orange circle, we have the state's shape, and inside the shape is the state's flag. To get a bunch of information across real quickly there, we've got just to the left of that the date that it was brought into the Union and its order of introduction to the Union. Just below the name and between the state shape, we've got the state's constitution. All but 9 of our states have their own Second Amendment in their own state constitution. So except for just a few, we have those listed. Now for every state just below the state's Second Amendment, we have information about open carry, concealed carry, constitutional carry, as well as suppressors for hunting, any Second Amendment sanctuary laws they might have, and just a few of our states at this point have state firearms, so we have those listed for each state as well. Now in addition to all that data that's kind of at the top of the page, lower down we'll have the state level or state well, let's see, the national level, whatever state they're organized in, or the state level pro Second Amendment rights groups. So each state has lots of different groups, again, that are either located in the state or focused on the state. We have information about that, as well as firearms inventors, any specific inventions that came from a specific state. Below that, we have the firearms museums, other areas of interest, factories that are in the state, and then, of course, the activists, the people of note, people that come from our 2A history project and some of the other things. I'm trying to get to the front cover there. Some of the other projects that we've worked on, again, distributing those out to see what states they come from. Now you can see most of this is empty. This was a draft that I printed during production, and unfortunately, actually in March I think, my computer glitched out and I lost the hard drive. I lost this file, and I've been recovering everything on my hard drive since. So during the craziness this year, I've been working on this project. I had only a small version of it. I had accidentally started the project on the wrong dimensions on a different size piece of paper, and I had somewhere along the line created this. I had lost this file, so I only had like about a 70% of this file that I'm now about 80% of the way salvaging. So I'm not even back to this point, but once I get back to this point, I think you can see where we're going. Our goal is to fill it in and have information about each of the states, and then have it all in one book. Towards the end, we do have information about things like the rallies, big gun shows, events that happen in the states, the lists for constitutional carry, concealed carry, hunting with suppressors, open carry, things like that. We've got the state firearms. We do include Washington, D.C. as well. And that's the book in a nutshell. Now we've got a couple of issues going on in real life. So one way to help keep the lights on and the projects going is to offer sponsorship. So we're going to, on the Gear website store, have sponsor a state for the 50 States of 2A book. And for just $2 per state, So this is a way to throw $2 at us. You could throw $20 at us. You can throw as many bucks as you want at us, and then you'll be kind of choosing which states you want to throw those $2 at. Once we do go to print, we'll have a way to acknowledge the people that allowed us to continue research and keeping the lights on during this time. So this is not an effort to print this book. This is simply an effort to keep our lights on while we continue to research and create this book. And with sponsorship of the pages, we'll figure out a way to incorporate those people that sponsored the project into the final copy. So it's just another way that we're trying to come up with an interesting thing to do to keep the lights on and to shed light on some of the projects we're working on. Now that's available over at our Gear website store. We are definitely in need of funds, so we have a couple other things I'll mention. We have our large, very large, 9-inch long AK-47 patches over there. These are the largest ones made. We did these during the AK patch batch we did last year, the Kalashnikov patch batch, and we still have some of these in stock. If you purchase one of these, the next 7, so we put out a challenge 3 patches ago. For the next 10 patches, we're going to be in the running for this giant Spetsnaz machete patch. So we have our giant Spetsnaz machete. We took a picture, made that into a file, and then sewed it out. We did all that live a couple of months ago, and just been had it here. And it's kind of a one-off. You can see the sewing machine glitched out as I was sewing the Velcro on, but it works, and it's a big one. So I don't have the material that we sew this on anymore, so it'll be a while before I can make it anymore. So if you want to grab one of these, it's going to go out to the first 10, or one of the 10 people that purchase one of these. Now 3 have already been purchased, so there's 7 of these left, but 7 more, and you'll be in the running for that. Of course, we have our playing cards as well. So all of our playing cards are made here in the United States. All of our cards were designed live in live hangouts, or created the art, organized them, put them together. Did these as crowdfunding projects and printed them. These 2 decks, the Firearms Inventors and the Old West guns, were both printed in Texas. And the first one we did, the Visual Kalashnikov Recognition, was printed by Bicycle in Tennessee. Or was it Kentucky? Kentucky. So all made in the USA, all available over on the Gear website store. If you'd like to get something in return for some financial support, or if you'd just like to offer some financial support without getting anything in return, sponsor and pages on the 50 States of 2A book would be awesome. Let us know in the comments if there's any questions. We want to thank you for your continued support. We actually, I don't know if I was going to address this or not, but if you've been watching the video this long, you understand what we're doing here. We just had some of the worst news we've had all year. So I just want to mention that this stress and this chaos is created with an effect in mind. And part of that effect is to see people wear down and give up. Never give up. We don't get to choose the fight. We don't get to choose the weapons. We don't get to choose when or how often we have to fight. We simply have to win. And let's do that in a way that the kids learn how to do it as well. Thanks for helping us stay in the fight. If you have any questions, let us know. And as always, thanks for watching.